Chaitanya Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Sri Vishakhannitam Vande Guru Nisha Bhaktani Shamisha Avatarakam Tat Prakasham Tat Shakti Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam Sakshadharitvena Samasta Shastrai Ruktastatha Bhataiva Shadiv Kintu Prabharya Priyaiva Tasya Kintu Prabharya Priyaiva Tasya Vande Gurasri Charanarvindam Jasya Prasada Bhagavati Prasado Yasya Prasadam Nagati Kutopi Dhyayam Stubham Stasya Yashasti Sandham Vande Gurasri Charanarvindam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Sri Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda everybody. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Sri Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. In the auspicious beginning this evening's Harikatha, I offer my most respectful obeisances unto the holy lotus feet of my Guru Devas, all their divine graces. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Rakshak Srila Deva Goswami Pad. And different from him, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Dvaita Madhav Goswami Maharaj. In non-difference, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Abhay Charanara Binda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada Maharaj. And Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Program Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj. Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupad Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj. And all the other Guru Varga, all Vaishnava Vrinda, and humbly praying for all their divine mercy be bestowed upon all of us, upon this humble servitor myself. And then offering my most respectful revered, prostrated obeisance unto the holy lotus feet of His Divine Grace, Jagat Guru Paramhamsa Kula Mukutamani, Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada. With all humility, praying for His divine mercy be bestowed upon me, upon all of you. Offering my most respectful obeisances unto the holy lotus feet of Srila Srivas Panditji, whose disappearance day today. Today, whose disappearance day. And offering my most respectful obeisance to the Srimad Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, humbly praying for all the divine graces bestowed upon me, all of you. Hare Krishna. So today is very auspicious occasion, auspicious tithi, being the disappearance day of Srila Srivas Panditji, one of the 5 tattvas, one of the pancha tattva. When we say pancha tattva, meaning it's five different aspects, five aspects of the supreme Advaya Jnana Tattva, Brajendra Nandan Sri Krishna. So, the supreme, in other words, the supreme Advaya Jnana Tattva, Swami Bhagavan Brajendra Nandana, manifested in some wonderful ways in Gaura Lila also as 5 tattvas. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Prabhu, Srila Gadadhar Prabhu, and Srivas Pandita. The Panchatattva represents the Supreme Advaya Jnana, Brajendra Nandana, Sri Krishna Chandra.
Non-dual truth. Advaya, non-dual truth. Non-dual. It's not two. Non-dual truth. One truth in 5 aspects.
Okay.
Advaya Gyan is non-dual. Non-dual.
In the Panchatattva, Srila Srivas Panditji has been described as Bhaktakham, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam. See, Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam. It is already described in the beginning what I have just explained. It is Sri Krishna who is Panchatattvatmak. We can say Panchatattvatmak Krishna and Panchatattvatmak Gaurhari, both ways. So Panchatattvatmakam Krishna, how he manifests? Bhakta Rupa Sharupakam, Bhaktavataro, then Bhaktakham, Tamami Bhakta Sattika. Srivas Panditji is known as Bhaktakham, means representing the principle, representing the original principle, self-effulgent principle and truth of becoming the pure devotee, or representing the principle of the Bhakta Tattva, how to say, the tattva of the devotee, very difficult sometimes to express in English. Ontological, these are not proper way of explanation of tattva. Tattva is something, it is some divine reality, specific category, divine reality, representing very specific category of the truth, absolute truth.
Eternal.
Tattva. You can say internal, internal.
No,
Nature.
Not eternal.
Or eternal.
Or that which is beyond that.
Eternal.
Yes.
Transcendental.
Yes, true.
Transcendental principle of the devotion itself, pure devotion itself. That is Srivas Pandit, representing transcendental principle of the pure devotion itself, loving devotion, having devotion to Krishna itself. By name we understand Sri Vasha. Sri means Lakshmi. Vasha means dwelling place of Lakshmi, meaning Lord Narayana. Srivasa is one of the beautiful names, very beautiful, wonderful names of Lord Narayana. Because Lord Narayana's chest, or the Lord Narayana's heart, is the residing place of Lakshmi. In other words, Lord Narayana's beloved consort actually resides in the heart region of him, in his heart region. Sri Vasha. The residence of Lakshmi, residence of Goddess Lakshmi. See, Lord Narayana is being glorified, not glorified. Lord Narayana's glory is being narrated as the residential place, divine residence, a residential shelter of Sri Lakshmi Devi. Srivasa. And Srivasa Pandit also has been known as Devarshi Narada in his Sarupa, certain aspects of the Sarupa. You could have other aspects of the Sarupa. But as it is known by us in a general or special ways, he is none other than Devarshi Narada, our Guru Tattva, one of our great Gurus, one of our great Guru Devas, Devarshi Narada. Mahaprabhu often, time to time, relished Srivasa Pandit's character with the bhava of Devarshi Narada. Sabhava. Srivas tomar Narada Sabhava. In this way, Mahaprabhu pointed out, lovingly pointed out, the Narada Sabhava, the mood and the character of Devarshi Narada in Srivas Pandita. See, Devarshi Narada is a great leading Acharya of the Premamaya, of the ecstatic Krishna Sankirtana, ecstatic Radha Krishna Sankirtana. It is Devarshi Narada, Narada Muni, Bajai Bina, Radhika Ramana Name. Narada Muni, Sri Narada Muni is an embodiment of the ecstatic Radha Krishna Sankirtana. So absorbed, he is always so absorbed in great joy, transcendental joy, relish in chanting, singing, singing the glories. Sri Radha Ramana Krishna, Srimati Radharani's heart, Srimati Radharani's heart's beloved Lord Krishna, accompanied by the harmonious melody of the veena, harmoniously playing his veena. So with the melodies, beautiful, very sweet, loving melodies of different musical mellows played on his veena. He remains absorbed in singing the glories of Sri Radhika Ramana Krishna, Sri Radha Krishna. So it also shows the epitome, the ultimate subjects or objectives of the Sankirtana, Nama Sankirtana, Krishna Sankirtana, is singing the glories of Radha Ramana Krishna also. That's how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur viewed. He had some internal views and realization about Devarshi Narada's way of singing Krishna Sankirtana as Radha Ramana, Radhika Ramana Name, singing the glories of Radha Ramana Krishna. Beautiful. Srivas Pandit is an embodiment Mahaprabhu's Premamaya ecstatic Krishna Sankirtana activities, Krishna Sankirtana Leela. During the Navadip Dham Parikrama, specifically Antardip Sri Mayapur Parikrama, we visit Siva Sangam. And we know Siva Sangam is lauded as, has been described as Sankirtana Rasasthali. The place of the divine manifestations, of unlimited divine manifestations of the Sankirtana Rasa. Sankirtana Rasa. Ecstatic love Sankirtana, ecstatic love singing of the Radha Krishna. Ecstatic love song festival. Rasa means festival. So, Sankirtana Rasasthali means the divine place for ecstatic love song festivals, love singing festivals of connecting to, in relation to, divine couple, Radha Krishna, under the direct guidance of Mahaprabhu, Gaura Sundar, who is none other than Brajendra Nandana Krishna in Navadvipa Leela. Gaura Sundar in Navadvipa Leela, who is none other than Brajendra Nandana, Sri Krishna, embraced by the mood and complexion of Sishimati, Swayam Devi, Mahabhava Swarupini Sishimati Radha Thakurani. Very dearly, intimately associated by, accompanied by Srimati Radharani's non-different incarnations, Srila Gadadhara Pandit Goswami Prabhu in the Navadvipa Leela. So Srivas Pandit's residence in Navadvipa Mayapur is famously known as Sankirtana Rasasthali, as we find Lord Krishna manifested Rasa dance, Rasa song festivals in Vrindavana. In a similar way, same Krishna in the form of Lord Gaurahari. I repeat, the same Krishna in the form of Gaura Sundara, Sri Gaurahari, manifested the divine love song festivals of the chanting and singing holy names of Sishimati, holy names and glories of Srimati Radha Thakuran and Krishna in Srivas Pandit's residence. It has been so marked. Upsurge of such love songs festival is naturally accompanied by spontaneous dance, joyful dances, not just singing and dancing, joyful singing and dancing together with so much relishing, so much relishes. And Mahaprabhu used the residence of Sri Srivas Pandit in a very special way. He only absorbed in relishing the chanting and singing of the love songs of Srimati Radha Thakurani and Krishna, Holy Nama Sankirtana, in a reserved way, with the reserved circle, more close circle of the qualified devotees in the Srivas Pandita's place. And the character of the Sankirtana activities took place, manifested in Srila Srivas Pandita's house, was very wonderful. It would usually be starting from the evening time, and then whole night would have passed, whole sleepless nights, not one or two nights, night after night. So many intensely joyful sleepless nights would have been past, being absorbed in divine relish, nectarian relishes of Krishna Sankirtana. Just as a Rasa dance festival took place, manifested in the evening in the night time. We find some similarities. Here, Sankirtana Rasa also manifesting more in the peaceful time, night time, evening to night time. many devotees felt, qualified, high class qualified devotees, exalted devotees felt, it was the same Raso dance festival of the Brajak, now manifesting in Navadvipa Dhama by the grace, by the benevolent grace and mercy, Krishna Chaitanya, at that time he was not Krishna Chaitanya, grace, mercy of Gaurahari in the forms of chanting and singing holy names and the love songs of Krishna Radhika. So in the more divine sound form, same Rasa festival was manifesting with so much relish, filled with so much singing of love songs and dancing. What was also very characteristic in the Rasa dance festival of the Braja. Same also, similar way, or same also, found, also manifested in Gaura Lila. More in Audarja mood, Audarja Rasa mood. Of course, tinged with Madhurya Rasa mood also. It was all reserved, happening in a reserved way. So much nectarian relisings and distribution of that nectarian relishes, sharing. Lord Gaurahari lovingly sharing that divine relishes, transcendental nectarian relishes of Sankirtan in the intimate circle. Within the intimate circle, among the intimate, close associates in that place. So back to the point. So residence of Srivasa Pandit has been so marked. Sankirtana Rasasthali. Sriman Mahaprabhu himself danced, ecstatically danced, made others dance. And so many sleepless nights just passed by, night after night. It would be taking place almost every night at some point. Sleepless nights. How sleepless? Because of caused by so much taste of joy, divine joy. They forgot to sleep. And lamenting why so quickly night passed away. While the night passed away, dawn came. They knew, devotees knew now it was the time for the devotees to go back to their own places, doing other duties. They used to be lamenting why night passed so quickly. Such was the feelings, such was the realization, such was the relishful realizations, blissful realizations. When it is said, time flies like anything when you have fun, they say. It's a mundane saying, but this can also give some idea. Then what to speak more? To speak more of how time can fly when devotees are having divinely ecstatic experiences. It's not fun, much more than the fun. So when the devotees are having the ecstatic transcendental realizations, realities, what to speak more of that, how quickly that time flies. And that was the experience of all the devotees, close circle all the devotees of Gaura Hari who are associated with this his Sankirtana Rasa activities, Sankirtana Rasa Lila in Navadvipa Dham. And Srila Srivas Panditji was the host. He was the wonderful host. Sometimes, we know that incident. Some of Srivas Pandit's relatives wanted to peep in.
Shashuri.
Mother-in-law wanted to peep into the inside that Sankirtana Sabha, that Sankirtana assembly, without being able to check her curiosity or greed to find out what was happening, without being properly qualified. And on that evening, on that night, Mahaprabhu felt something was missing. Mahaprabhu immediately felt there was no rasa flow coming, no flow of rasa coming, greatly missing. As Antarjami, the knower of the all-knower Lord, omniscient Lord, then he knew immediately someone unqualified was peeping into, was like spying kind of, or was looking at all these Sankirtana activity, Sankirtana Rasa in a hidden way. Okay. And therefore that was the cause that the Rasa was not flowing. The bliss was not flowing in the Sankirtana on that evening. And he drew the attention of Srivasa Pandit, Srivasa Pandit was not aware of that fact. As soon as Mahaprabhu drew his attention, he was not at all aware of the fact. And he was very sad and he was intolerant about that activity of his mother-in-law, and took her out of the residence, saying, meaning to her that without the approval of Lord Gaurahari, without his happy permission, she should not have done that in that way. She was trespassing. She was a trespasser. She should not have ventured to do that. Then once she left, mother-in-law left, then the rasa started flowing. Rasa in the Sankirtana activity again started flowing. So Mahaprabhu taught a good lesson. Mahaprabhu actually taught a good example, good lesson to that when anadhikari, unqualified people enters into the area or tries to enter into the confidential circle, the reserved inner circle of the pure devotional activities, then the rasabhas comes, then the transcendental rasa of the Krishna doesn't manifest. It doesn't manifest. Its manifestation is blocked simply by the existence, by the presence of some anadhikari, unqualified people who are not qualified, who who do not know how to properly respect, properly understand, and relate to the transcendental treasure, Sankirtana Rasa. So, he brings some, antagonistic, being some kind of negative, non-harmonious, disharmonious mood and sensation, creating disharmonious sensation in that Sankirtana Rasa activity. Srivas Pandita was so careful, always very caring about protecting Sriman Mahaprabhu's inner ecstatic mood of the Sankirtana, facilitating the Gaura Hari in having that divine Sankirtana activities. Okay, as great host, being very appropriate, qualified host, while he himself was also participating in that Sankirtana Rasa festival. Mahaprabhu actually chose the residence of Srivas Pandit, showing that shows the special grace and mercy, special loving appreciation of Mahaprabhu for Srivas Pandita. It's marked by his special choice, special choosing of his residence as the place for Sankirtana Rasa. Devarshi Narada, understood as a great embodiment of ecstatic Radha Krishna Sankirtana. And Srivas Pandit was that. So, in relation to Srivas Pandit's Sarupa also as Devarshi Narada Muni, a foremost Acharya, our Guru Deva, Devarshi Narada, Mahaprabhu also chose his place for doing his Sankirtana festival, Srivasa Angana. We find wonderful descriptions of such his Sankirtana festivals, Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana festivals, through Sri Chaitanya Bhagavata. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita also precisely, but mostly more extensively through Sri Chaitanya Bhagavatam. Sri Hari Basare Hari Kirtana Vidhan Nritya Arambhila Prabhu Jagate Rupran Punnavanta Srivasaya Angane Suharam Uthila Kirtana Dhani Gopala Govinda
Hari Ram Ram, Hari Ram Ram.
Mridanga Mandira Bhaje Shankha Karadha Sankirtana Sange Sab Haila Mishal Brahmande Uthila Dhani Puriyaya Akas Chaudikera Amangala Jai Sabanash Chaturdike Sri Hari Mangala Sankirtan Chaturdike Sri Hari Mangala Sankirtan Madhya Nachen Jagannatha Misra Nandan. In this way. সবার অঙ্গেতে শোভেছে চন্দনমালা আনন্দে নাচয় সবে হইয়া বিভোলা নিজানন্দে নাচে মহাপ্রভু বিশ্বম্ভর চরণের তালি শুনি অতি মনোহর ভাবাবেশে মালা নাহি রহয়ে গলায় ছিন্দিয়া পরয়ে গিয়া ভগতের গায়. In this way, depicting wonderful picture of the Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana Rasa activity Sankirtan Rasa activities in the house of Srivas Pandit. There. Sri Vrindavan Goswami Thakur. Vrindavan Goswami Thakur. Beautifully, wonderfully described that Leela. We know that incident. Every day, one devotee made servant of Srivas Pandit's residence, previously earlier known as Dukhi, by the name Dukhi. They used to be bringing ghara of Ganga water, one big ghara, big pot, big container of the Ganga water. So every day she used to be carrying the Ganga water after taking bath in Ganga water in a big container to Srivas Pandit's house. So she used to be, I repeat, every day that Dukhi, the lady devotee, used to be carrying a big container of the Ganga water to Srivas Pandit's house after herself bathing in Ganga. So, and that Ganga water used to be used for Abhishekam, big Abhishekam festival, Srivas Pandita's house. Abhishekam of the deities, presiding deities there. Sometimes also Abhishekam of Mahaprabhu, although it is not so vividly always described, but understandable, implied. Ganga water. And then Mahaprabhu marked it. So when Mahaprabhu became so gracious on her, Mahaprabhu had special attention. Mahaprabhu had special attention on her, special gracious attention towards that lady devotee. And Mahaprabhu called Srivas Pandit and mentioned to him, from today on she must not be called by the name of Dukhi. Dukhi means sad, sorrowful, unhappy. She should not be called as Dukhi or unhappy person. Okay, unhappy person, but she should be called as Sukhi, a very happy person, happy devotee. So Mahaprabhu simply graciously changed her name from Dukhi into Sukhi. And from that time onward, that lady devotee actually became so filled with happiness. She actually became so Sukhi, so wonderfully happy, filled with so much happiness, empowered by the grace, empowered by the special sanction, gracious sanction of Mahaprabhu. Gracious sanction of Mahaprabhu. She simply continued to be Sukhi and Sukhi, very happy devotee. And all the other devotees witnessed, besides witnessing other Leelas of Mahaprabhu, Gaurahari, they also witnessed such wonderful Leela of Gaurahari, gracious Leela of Gaurahari, blessing lady devotee to become so much Sukhi, not only by name, not only by giving that name, but actually in truth also, by feeling his mind and heart all in the happiness of Krishna Prema, of divine happiness, of the devotion, loving devotion to Krishna. Mahaprabhu pointed, she very much deserved that, to become Sukhi. And from that time onward, she used to be called Sukhi and Sukhi. Her former name got forgotten. Her former name, Dukhi, became just history. Like some sort of dead past memory. No more Dukhi. There's no more relevant. Not relevant at all. Beautiful events we also know. Oh, that is most wonderful, special event. The residence of Srivas Pandit, when his son died, Mritaputra. During that time of that Mahaprabhu was releasing ecstatic Radha Krishna Sankirtan. It so happened the Srivas Pandita's son was about to die, about to leave his material body. And at some state, he left. Srivas Pandita's son just left his body. Srivas Pandita came to know about that, but he completely concealed that fact. He tried to completely hide that fact, suppress that fact, that it doesn't leak out or come out. Okay, to draw the attention of Mahaprabhu and disturbing Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana Rasa festival, Mahaprabhu's Sankirtana mood. But being the all-knower Lord, Mahaprabhu already came to know. Mahaprabhu already came to know about. And Mahaprabhu appreciated Srivasa Pandita's mood, Srivas Pandita's mood, and his feelings of protecting the mood of Krishna Sankirtana releases, not to let it be affected by that event of the departure of his son. In spite of appreciating that, Mahaprabhu told Srivas Pandit that he should have let him know. Let him know about such event happened. Okay. But then Mahaprabhu, with his expression of full appreciation for such act on the part of Srivas Pandita, such actions on the part of Srivas Pandita, to hide that fact that his son was dying and at some point his son left the material body. Mahaprabhu, some point he decided to come to see that son. He asked Srivas, "Where is your son?" Asked Srivasa Thakur, "Where is your son?" Then Srivasa Pandita guided Mahaprabhu, took Mahaprabhu to his dead son. And Mahaprabhu became specially merciful. Out of special mercy towards this dead son of Srivas Pandit, as well as Srivasa Pandit himself. Mahaprabhu immediately touched the dead son of Srivasa Pandit, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantram, chanting holy names of Krishna, holy name of Lord Hari, and revived him. Who was already dead, he brought him alive again, and made him speak why he wanted to leave his body. And the Srivas Pandita's, now Srivas Pandita's son who became alive now described. It was his time to leave out of some great fortune. He was born as the son of Srivas Pandit in the Srivas Pandita's family. And blessed by such fortune, now it was the time for his liberation. Therefore he left the material body. But then thereafter he began to glorify, began to narrate the glories, sing the glories of Mahaprabhu's grace on him, that he kindly made him alive. Made him alive and let him have darshana of Gaura Hari. Let him have darshan of Mahaprabhu himself. How fortunate he was. So he expressed so much gratitude, immense gratitude towards Mahaprabhu, and started to glorify Mahaprabhu, chant, sing his glories, praying for his more mercy on him. And then at some point he again left. The son left the body. So Mahaprabhu made that wonderful Leela manifested in Srivas Angan, Srivas Pandita's residence. Mahaprabhu made the dead son of Srivas Pandit speak. Dead son of Srivas Pandit become live again and speak out. Speak out to Mahaprabhu and Srivas Pandit, also chanting some glories of Mahaprabhu for such Leela. And then he again left. Everybody became so chamatkrita. Everyone present there became so chamatkrita. Wonderfully astounded. Astounded with their hearts. How do you say? Stricken by the wonder.
Awestruck.
Awestruck. Wonderstruck. All became astounded with their hearts wonderstruck. Awestruck, wonderstruck. It is so described in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Some part of the very cute pastimes, cute leelas, reciprocative leelas between Srivas Pandit and Mahaprabhu. Playfully, the Lord and his beloved associate, Srivas Pandit, would be playfully engaged in some kind of cute fighting between them, cute quarreling and cute fighting between them. Whereas Srivas Pandit would be, because Srivas Pandit had Narada Shava. So often, not always, but often, his Ishtadeva was Lord Narayana directly. So he had some Vaikuntha Bhava. So Srivas Pandit would be engaging in narrating the glories of Sri Lakshmi Devi. Divine wife, divine wife of Lord Narayana, goddess Lakshmi Devi, would be engaged in taking the side of Lakshmi Devi and narrating his glories. And on the contrary, on the other hand, Sriman Mahaprabhu would be engaged in singing, in narrating the glories of Srimati Radharani. Mahaprabhu would be taking the side of Supreme Goddess Srimati Radharani and narrating her glories, singing her glories. Some kind of cute, loving competitions would be going on. Loving competition would be going on between Srivas Pandit and Mahaprabhu in that way. And at some point Mahaprabhu pointed out, both of them tried to put their goddess on the top of each other. Srivas Pandit continued narrating the glories and qualities of Lakshmi Devi in such a way that she is the main goddess. All other goddesses are her expansion and she is the original goddess, Lakshmi Devi, being the beloved wife of Supreme God Narayana. As Mahaprabhu would be saying, no, Srimati Radha Thakurani is the Supreme Goddess, being the beloved Queen of Krishna, beloved Queen of Braja, beloved Queen Goddess of Krishna. She is the Supreme Goddess, and Lakshmi Devi is her immediate expansion. Lakshmi Devi is her direct expansion, incarnation of Srimati Radhika. Srimati Radharani, Srimati Radha Thakurani is the topmost goddess, origin of all Lakshmi Tattva. She is the original Lakshmi Tattva, original Supreme Goddess, beloved Queen of the Braja, beloved Queen of the heart of Krishna, who is also the Krishna, who is also the origin of Narayana. And then Srivas Pandit, in a cute way, still try to play it. Oh, my goddess Lakshmi Devi is no less than anyone. Mahaprabhu would be pranking to Srivas Pandit, loving pranks. I know Srivas Pandit. You have Narada Swabha. I have already known you since long time. You have already got some Narada Swabha, some mood of the Narada. Okay, it's fine with you. In this way. Then Mahaprabhu at some point, in the flow, Mahaprabhu placed one argument too. Srivas Pandit saying, why then Lakshmi Devi? Lakshmi Devi is the supreme topmost goddess. Not Radharani, according to you. Not Radharani, Lakshmi Devi is supreme topmost goddess. And why Lakshmi Devi was not allowed the entrance into the Rasa dance festival in the form of Lakshmi goddess? It is described in the Holy Scripture, see, that it was a Leela, very wonderful, cute Leela of Krishna, that Lakshmi Devi was not accepted to enter the Rasa dance festival at the Braja in the form of Lakshmi. She had to be waiting, she had to do some sadhana, she had to be waiting for a while, praying for, hankering after the entrance into that Rasa dance festival, which was of which festival this Srimati Radha Thakurani was the crest jewel, the supreme goddess of which Rasa dance festival, the central goddess there. Why it happened? Why such a lila happened? In this way, Mahaprabhu used to be having some pranking lila, love pranking lila, Sivashu Pandita. Then, lastly, it was concluded. See, Srimati Radha Thakurani and Lakshmi Tattva, they are one by Tattva. They are one by the nature of the Tattva. But you have to accept that Srimati Radharani is the source, is the origin of Vaikuntha Lakshmi Tattva. Krishna is the original Supreme God, original Rasaraj of Swayam Bhagavan. As Krishna is the original Swayam Bhagavan as Rasaraja, Srimati Radharani also Swayam Bhagavati or Swayam Rupa. Similar Swayam Rupa, Mahabhava Swarupini, Swayam Rupa Devi. Besides Krishna, being the origin of even the Lakshmi of the Vaikuntha. Lakshmi of the Vaikuntha, the divine wife, beloved wife of Sri Narayana, in this way. So it was also such lila also took place between Mahaprabhu and Sivashu Pandita. But it was not a real conflict. It should not be understood as any kind of real conflict or real difference between them. How could it be? How could there be any real difference or conflict with Mahaprabhu? Sivashu Pandita is known to be an essential part of the Panchatattva. In some way, Sivashu Pandita also known as the expansion of Mahaprabhu. So it must be understood. Yes, some Leela. Gaura Hari. Cute Leela. Where is he gone?
Toilet.
After he comes back, I should be repeating, otherwise no part of the picture should be missed. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What she said? She has got any query?
She's wondering if you are thirsty.
I'm thirsty. No, I'm fine, thank you. Such is the glory of Sivashu Pandita. Gaur Hari Bol. Any query related to this topic?
Povezano s to temo.
Bem. I'm very tired.
It's maybe a little off topic, but maybe if you feel now or later, maybe we were just, I don't know if you are comfortable with this, but just few minutes before starting Harikatha, he told us about his father died a year ago, And after that he feel very depressed and this, and if at the end, if you maybe few words you can say for him.
Okay.
Because here treatment they just give pills, and after that you feel even worse, and it's not properly how to treat depression or these things.
I see. So he took some antidepressive medicines.
Yes.
I'll discuss them at the end.
Because when you started speaking about Srila Pandit's son, I thought this is also some arrangement for him, to get this knowledge and everything. So maybe this also was a little lesson for you.
So see, I'll discuss at the end.
Maharaj čaka, je ostal v Harikatha za tebe.
Yeah,
No part should be missed. No part should be missed.
See, they're having some kind of harmonious concert. If one player is missing, then I miss something. One musician is missing of the audience. So, what I just spoke, that it was pastimes between Mahaprabhu and Srivas Pandit, that of loving prank, not real conflicts. Okay, such arguments must not be understood as any kind of real difference and conflicts, fighting between Mahaprabhu and Srivas Pandit. Rather cute, loving pranks, pranking, kind of. Mahaprabhu was pranking towards Srivas Pandita in that way. But after all, by the nature of the fact, the Srivas Pandit is none other than also an expansion of Mahaprabhu, Panchatattatma Gaur Hari. Srivas Pandit is also an essential and integral part of the Panchatattatma Krishna and Panchatattatma Gaur Hari also. So cannot have real conflict. It's not possible. It's like right hand conflicting with the left hand. Left hand conflicting with the right. It's not really possible. Being the integral part of the same Panchatattva. Srivas Pandit. He was elder than Mahaprabhu in Gaura Leela. Srivas Pandit was much older than Mahaprabhu, almost father figure. Srivas Pandit and his exemplary wife, ideal wife, Malini Devi, was actually respectively father and mother figure in relation to Mahaprabhu by age. But by spiritual relations, of course, they are associates of Mahaprabhu, loving servitors, devoted associates of Mahaprabhu, both of them. So much sweet Leela. We find very sweet activities and role of Mother, Divine Mother Malini. So sweet activities of Srivas Pandita's wife, Malini Devi, in relation to Sachi Mata as being the attendant of Sachi Mata, Mahaprabhu's mother at some point. So, in that way, Srivas Pandit and his wife, family was also connected to the family of Jagannath Mitra Sachi Devi in Navadvipa, even before Mahaprabhu officially appeared. Before even Mahaprabhu officially appeared, physically appeared, they were very much known to each other. They had very nice very nice, happy relationship between the happy family relation between both Jagannath Mishra Sachi Devi family, Mahaprabhu's parents, and Srivas Pandit Malini Devi. Also Advaita Acharya, Sita
They are
Thakur.
neighbors.
They are neighbors. Yes. Yes. After the appearance of the beautiful baby Gauranga, there were only few divine associates could realize that their Lord appeared in the form of this golden complexioned baby child Gauranga, Nimai. Srivas Pandit was one of them. See, Srila Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sita Thakurani, Srivas Pandita. They had that spontaneous realization, spontaneously wonderful realization, as if, or even directly they had realization. In a poetic way I'm saying, poetically saying, as if the Supreme Lord Krishna, beloved Lord Krishna answered their prayer, responded to their prayer, and appeared in this form of beautiful, golden complexioned form of this beautiful child. As Nimai. Repeat. So, I repeat, they could realize, they had some spontaneous, mystically wonderful, spontaneous realization, as if their same beloved Lord answered their prayer, answering their prayers. Okay, that he should be incarnating soon. So, mercifully appeared in this beautiful golden complexion child form, Gaurahari. They could realize that. And they were so delighted. Their joy knew no bound. Their joy knew no bound. And they all started after the divine birth of Mahaprabhu, child Mahaprabhu. They all started with spontaneous dancing, all started with their joyful chanting and dancings. They started dancing in spontaneous joy, most wonderful joy, and they also did not fully know about, not really fully aware about why, all of a sudden, why they were feeling so much bliss, so much joy, ecstasy and bliss, blissful experience. Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandita, Gadadhara Pandita, all had spontaneous, blissful experience. And they understood there might have been some very strong reason, a wonderful reason for it, that they all of a sudden, from nowhere, as if from nowhere, their hearts filled with the thrills of so much joy, hearts filled with divine ecstasy, so much blissful experience of love for Lord Krishna, so much blissful waves of experience. All of a sudden they are having. They understood there must be some reason, good reason for that. And then at some points, very soon, they figured it out. Very soon they could figure it out. That was the divine appearance. It was none other than the divine appearance, divine birth of the divinely beautiful child. The divine child with wonderful golden complexion beauty. Same as Radharani's complexion. Their hearts became overwhelmed upon seeing Mahaprabhu, seeing that baby Gauranga. যেন কাঁচা সোনার ধুতি হেরি বালকের মূর্তি। যেন কাঁচা সোনার ধুতি হেরি বালকের মূর্তি। কাঁচা সোনার ধুতি। Upon seeing the child, wonderful child, decorated with, imbued with the complexion color of the molten gold. And they immediately understood, they immediately felt it is transcendental. It is something very transcendental, divinely transcendental, Leela of their Lord. Sivas Pandit was there. Sivas Pandit was also there to share, to have such divinely blissful experience with the appearance of child Gauranga. And Malini Devi was directly attending Shachi Mata on that state of maternity. How do you call maternity stage? Shachi Mata, after giving birth to the child. So Malini Devi was her attendant. She used to be attending, taking care of Shachi Mata. So affectionately, so lovingly. Lord Nityananda had so wonderful, beautiful relations with Sivas Pandit, and more than that, with Malini Devi, Sivas Pandit's wife, as his mother figure. Malini Devi used to be relating with Nityananda Prabhu as Abhadhuta, as her son, as her very dear, beloved son. And also Nityananda Prabhu used to be relating to her in a similar way as his mother figure. And Malini Devi used to feel so much mother's affection towards Nityananda, Vatsalya Bhava. She felt so much Vatsalya Bhava towards Nityananda. So Lord Nityananda also often go to Sivas Pandit's residence and be living there, spending very, very happy moments there in association with Sivas Pandit and also Mother Malini, Sivas Pandit's wife, Mother Malini, and would often be claimful, befitting to the very nature of Lord Nityananda, would be often lovingly claimful. Do this for me, do that for me. I want to eat this, I want to eat that. Like his own residence, like Nityananda's own residence. And they would love it. Mother Malini, Sivas Pandit, and Mahaprabhu, even Mahaprabhu himself and other associates, would love to be seeing Nityananda Prabhu having such loving claims. Nityananda Prabhu acting with so much loving claim in the residence of Sivas Pandit. Also, he had a lot of loving claims with Advaita Prabhu, Nityananda Prabhu. Gaur Hari Bol. And see, in the Gaura Leela, when Mahaprabhu started to manifest, see, first of all, when Mahaprabhu started to be manifesting through Sapta Prahariya, 7 Prahar Bhava, okay, in Sivasangam, in the house of Sivaspandi, Sapta Prahariya mostly. Yes. From that time onward, and then specifically when Mahaprabhu started the divine movement, divine activities of the Sankirtana in Navadvipa Leela, Sivas Pandit became so much appreciated. His joy knew no bound. His joy knew no bound. He could directly realize Mahaprabhu as his beloved Lord, none other than Krishna. None other than Krishna appeared in the form of Gaurahari. He was completely convinced about that, fully convinced about that. He was actually realized about that truth. Our beloved Lord Krishna appeared as Gaurahari. This is Srivasa Pandit. This is Srivasa Pandit. Such is the glory and character of Srivasa Pandita. Today is his disappearance day. The day of uniting with him through the feelings of separation. Uniting with him through the feelings of separation. Therefore, Aprakata day, disappearance day, is called as the day of union in separation. Gaurahari. Any related or unrelated query? Related or unrelated question?
I have related.
Yes.
These 2 Leelas, if you could also say, one time one brahmachari came, he wanted to enter, he was only drinking dud.
Panokari brahmachari.
This and also the
Mahaprabhu clapped 3 times.
Srivas clapped.
She was clapped.
He told how you will maintain. You are not working anything. How you will maintain. Then she was.
What is your question? Your comment.
Just a request if you could say these 2 Leelas also.
Yes. Relating to the first point mentioned in regard to Panokari brahmachari. One brahmachari came over there, was known to be just living only on drinking milk. Living only on drinking milk. He would not be drinking or eating anything else. And many people from the locality was attracted to him. Even some of the devotees of the Navadvipa got attracted to him, knowing, okay, he was Mahapurusha, some kind of exalted personality, some nice devotee with some mystical power. So in this way, some got attracted to him. But it is not clearly stated whether Srivas Pandit himself was particularly attracted to Panokari Brahmachari, but he was relating with him nicely. And that devotee or the Brahmachari was just living only on drinking the milk, nothing else, had some sort of ego. He developed some sort of unreasonable ego, false ego in him, being glorified by some of the many people around him. Ego that he was a great personality, some great person. And he also, at some point, also started to describe about the Lord. He also started to be preaching, describing, propagating about glories of the Lord. But his tradition was not from the pure bhakti, not connected to pure bhakti, more Brahma conceptions of the God, kind of Brahma conception of the God, and that tradition. At some point he started explaining something about Krishna, about the Supreme God in his own way, and Mahaprabhu didn't really appreciate it. And when somebody would try to put more importance to the ways of his explanation and propagation of preaching about the glories of the Supreme God, at some point Mahaprabhu pointed out. Mahaprabhu pointed out that merely living life only on milk cannot be the real qualification of a pure devotee to understand, realize about Krishna. So just by drinking milk, living one's life only on drinking milk, nothing else, one cannot receive Krishna. One cannot be qualified to attain Krishna. In order to be attaining Krishna, one actually requires the pure devotion. Pure devotion to Krishna. Engage in cultivation of the pure loving devotion to Krishna and engage in devotional service. And not just by only having that life of renunciation, just by only living life on drinking milk only. That is not the qualification. Mahaprabhu pointed out. Through Payappan one cannot, Payappane Krishna nahi paiye. Through Payappan only one cannot attain Krishna. So he discarded the temple, he discarded the facts. He discarded about that others getting attracted to him. He's the exceptional type of personality, very high personality, because he could live only on drinking milk, living his life only on drinking milk and nothing else. Must be a mystical power and all. Mahaprabhu discarded that. That's not a big deal. Also discarded that pride, false pride being developed in that brahmachari. Due to that, he was able to be living his life only on milk and nothing else. So Mahaprabhu wanted to teach him a good lesson by making him understand that living your life only on drinking milk with such holy austerity is not the real qualification to attain Krishna. By that you cannot attain Krishna. To attain Krishna you need to have pure devotion unto him. Only through the path, by the qualification of loving devotion to Krishna and loving engagement in loving service to Krishna, one can attain Krishna, and not through drinking milk. That's not any qualification. I want to hear from you. If anything more you want to explain about that.
I heard that he wanted to see Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan in Sriva's Angan. Then Srivas thought, oh, he's very austere, sattvic habits, only drinking milk. So he let him in to secretly watch.
And
That day Mahaprabhu said, I'm not getting any
joy
today, so some outsider is here. Then Srivas brought him and he said, I thought, because he's very austere and brahmachari and only drinking milk, I thought. Then Mahaprabhu said, no, this is not qualification. Qualification is Sharanagati. They can get Krishna, those who are surrendered, not just by external renunciation, austerity, one can be qualified. And because this, he was sincere, he did not argue. Then he requested Mahaprabhu that at least if I can get some glimpse, then Mahaprabhu granted, yes, you can see, because he changed his heart. He gave up that pride and he surrendered. Then Mahaprabhu accepted him after he first chastised him that you are don't be proud of your austerity.
Right, Mahaprabhu sensed some pride in him.
Yes. After chastising, then he changed himself. Then Mahaprabhu allowed him after changing his heart.
Right. So it happened 2 times, twice occasion that Mahaprabhu didn't feel flow of joy in Sankirtana. One time mother-in-law, and this time, second time with Payopan.
And when son also of Srivas left, he also saw something must be wrong today. Then he asked what happened. Then Srivas said, then Mahaprabhu told, why you did not inform me before? Then Srivas Thakur said, how I can disturb your kirtan. Then Mahaprabhu was very happy and he said that from now on, I and Nityananda Prabhu will be your sons. We will never leave you. And also he told him, there may be 2 times he told him this. That time and also when 3 times laughing, he said, it may happen in future that maybe one day Lakshmi will have to beg for money. Lakshmi. But it is not possible that in your house there will be any want,
any lacking,
any abhav.
Any abhav, yes.
This was in that time when son left, and the second time he told him this when he clapped 3 times.
Acutely he said that it is impossible for you that Krishna will let you be begging, because Krishna is the Lord of all opulence. Krishna being the Lord of all opulence and everything, he will never let his devotee to be suffering from, from poverty. Suffering from poverty. Krishna is not that kind of miser Lord that to let his devotee to be lacking or suffering with the poverty. He will supply you sufficient. Then cutely said, even if Lakshmi Devi has to come down to the level of begging, but you will never do it. In a cute poetic way, Mahaprabhu said that. Cute poetic way. Not in a realistic way, because there is no question arising with the Lakshmi Devi to appear to be acting in that role of playing the role of begging. But Mahaprabhu said in a playful, cute way. Say, clearly explaining to Sivas Pandit, your Lord Krishna, Krishna is not bankrupt. He is not miser. He is the Lord of all opulence, master of all opulence. He will never let you, his own devotee, to be having any condition, to be passing through the condition of poverty, suffering from poverty. He will not do it. He is not that unkind Lord. So he will take care of you. He will take care of you, sufficiently supplying. He will sufficiently take care of you so that you do not have poverty. Meaning, the poverty is found in your life. It is actually a taste. It's a lila, pastimes between Krishna and you, that you are having some very plain way of the plain economic way of living your life. Plain and simple way of living your life, like you do not have enough. But it is happening because it is some lila between Krishna and you to be testing us, but factually Krishna will take care of you in such a way so that you always have the sufficient as you need. You have everything sufficient as you need. Meaning that. Also meaning to the other devotees that the kind of poverty we see, the plain lifestyle we see in the life of Srivas Pandit and family it is for educating us. Kind of, he meant that. You remember that? Implied to that fact. Implying to that. Yes. To back to that point. So, Payopanokari, the milk drinking brahmachari. So ultimately Mahaprabhu bestowed his grace on him. Mahaprabhu bestowed his grace on that brahmachari and helped him and qualified him with feelings of devotion towards Krishna and gave him the adhikara to be having the darshan of the Sankirtan activity. Mahaprabhu allowed him, gave him the adhikara. Yes?
After chastising, then brahmachari surrendered. He accepted. He was not arguing back. He accepted. Right. Then he was begging, you please allow me. Then
Mahaprabhu qualified him with his special grace. After qualifying him, blessing him, knowing the sincerity of that brahmachari, after he surrendered, he dedicated his heart to Mahaprabhu, became submissive to Mahaprabhu and all that, empowered him with special grace and then made him qualified. So Mahaprabhu then accommodated in his circle, accepted him. Anything you want to speak more? I'm inviting you to be speaking more on Srivas Pandit as you feel.
How I heard from Gurudev when Mahaprabhu took sannyas. That time Srivas Pandit could not remain in Navadip due to separation grief. So he went to live in Halisahar, that Kumarhata, near Ishwar Puripada's
birthplace. Holy birthplace.
So when Mahaprabhu visited that Ishwar Puripada's birthplace, Chaitanya Doba is there. He visited Srivas also there with many of his associates. Then Srivas with his whole family, they were very happy and he was serving him all the time, 24 hours serving. Then Mahaprabhu one day in private place, he called Srivas and he told him, Srivas, you are a household devotee. You are all the time serving us. You are not giving any attention to earning money. Then how you will maintain your life and your dependents, how you will maintain them? You are all the time engaged in our service. How you will live? Then Srivas Thakur, that time he clapped 3 times. Then Mahaprabhu asked him, what is the meaning? Then he said, if by serving you on first day I will get nothing to eat, then I will fast. Our whole family will fast. Then second day, if we will not get anything, then we will fast. Third day also will fast. If we will not get, then I will jump into Ganga and give up my life. Then Mahaprabhu started roaring, oh, you have such faith. It is, you have such faith that Krishna is maintainer and protector, only one.
And Krishna will let you do that.
Yeah, our Gurudev, he explained that Srivas was thinking, if Supreme Lord, who is the maintainer of infinite Brahmandas, is in my house and I am serving him, then why I will have to do some other things? If he will not maintain me, then what is, it is not possible that he will not maintain me. That I will serve him, who is the maintainer of innumerable universes. So Gurudev explained that
still
he
he
had
doesn't
such
care.
faith. Yes, he had such faith that Krishna is maintainer. Then Mahaprabhu ordered to show to the whole world, he made this pastime. Then he told Srivas, it may happen that Lakshmi Devi will have to beg, but there will be no any want in your house, because you are having such faith that Krishna is the only maintainer. By serving him, all are served, everything is done. That kind of faith he has. That is why Mahaprabhu gave him this blessing that there will be no any abhav in your, that ananishchintayantamam jejana parjupasat tesham nitavijuktana jogakim abhamaham. That verse. There will be no any want in your house, because you have such faith that Krishna is the only maintainer. And he is in my house and I am serving him. What other work I have to do?
And Krishna will take care of him. He also referred to, in a way, that Krishna is not that miser Lord. He is, okay, he must take care of you. Krishna won't let you be starving to death, and he'll be watching. So Mahaprabhu implied that way. So how can you say that? So Mahaprabhu, out of great care, Mahaprabhu protested to Srivas Pandit's Srivas Pandit's apprehension. If Krishna doesn't take care of me, then finally I will go into the Ganga, enter into Ganga. Mahaprabhu immediately lovingly protested out of great care for Srivas Pandit. How can you think? How can you think in that way? You have so much deep faith in the Lord Krishna as the supreme maintainer, sustainer of you. At the same time, you think in this way. Cannot be. Cannot happen.
It was like a challenge that
Krishna must fully take care of you.
I will not get anything, then what is the use? So he had this faith that I'm ready to fast, even I'm ready to die, but how I can think that by serving Krishna there will be some problem in my maintenance. Such faith he had.
Yes. Therefore, I also just explain, touching on that point, that it was some Leela also to be educating the world, others, that it is such Leela is manifested by Krishna for educating the devotees, testing their faith in Krishna, creating temporary poverty, allowing the devotees to pass through the temporary poverty. But ultimately, Krishna does take care of his devotees very nicely without letting his devotees to always continue through the poverty. But sometimes such ways are chosen by some devotees for educating others. So some leelas, like Siddhar Pandit, Kholagacha Siddhar. So the others should not have the impression from such leela that, becoming devotee of Krishna means you will get nothing, you will be suffering, you will be having all poverty and lacking. If you worship other demigods and all, then you will be rewarded with so much opulence and riches. But if you become devotee of Krishna, then you will get nothing. Such misconceptions should not be received. It is certain aspect of the Leela of Krishna to be educating others, pointing out that my devotee, the devotion of my devotee, the devotional mood and the devotion of my devotee towards me is not really dependent, is not conditioned whether I arrange the opulent way of their livings or not. They devote unto me, they'll serve me unconditionally. Their faith is not really dependent on whether I give them a lot or not, whether I enrich their family life or not. My devotee always serves me. My devotee always loves me, serves me, independent of all this conditioning, that they're getting rich or not. Such conditions. So that education is there. Same question also arose around Sudama. Sudama Vipra. Krishna, the Supreme Lord of all opulence, how allowing bosom friend to be living in such plain way, but it was proven at the last, when after coming back, found everything converted, everything became filled with jewels and gems all around, so much riches. His residence also turned into a big palace. And wife became like queen, and living like queen with full of all around, full of opulence and opulence.
So Bidur and Bidurani so poor.
Bidur and Bidurani.
Krishna came to eat from them.
Yes. So Krishna wanted to show some special glories on the parts to the lives of those devotees. Their greatness, look, they are pure devotees of mine, not because of any give and take policy, not because of any conditioning. Okay. Business relations. But they are devoted, they are purely devoted unto me from their heart, without any conditioning, free of all conditionings, without depending on that terms condition, whether I will be giving them so much or not. Oh, they are pure. My unconditional devotees. Pure devotees. They are devoted to me for devotion's sake. They are loving me for love's sake, pure love's sake, without any other expectations to be fulfilled by me. And therefore I am conquered by them. Therefore my heart becomes conquered, won by them, by the power of their devotion, unconditional devotion. That's the message Krishna gives through their lifestyle showing. But actually, any moment Krishna can make them super rich. Okay, so, and devotees also know about that. That our master, the master of all opulence, infinite opulence, can make us very opulent any moment if he likes. But for certain Leela, for testing me and for the glories of such a Leela, to give this message to everyone, educative message. And also maybe Lord is also testing our purity of devotion, quality of devotion. Lord allowing us in this way. In this way. Swami Prabhupada often quoted that verse, Jasaham Anugrinami Harishet.
When if Krishna wants to grace someone, then he will take everything away from
in the first
money.
But that is the first level of playful testing. But the final level is not the final level. After that, Krishna gives so much. Krishna fulfills the devotee with so much. Opposed to that first level of testing.
There is also Mahaprabhu wanted to teach through Srivas Pandit that he told only devotees can come to Sankirtan, no any other. So that Gopal Chapal, he was Brahmin, very high class, he wanted to enter. Then Srivas told, you cannot enter because only devotees they are allowed. Then he became, and I'm not a devotee, and you are a devotee, I will show what kind of devotee you are. Then in the night, he put wine, meat as a Kali worship, but Srivas, because he's pure devotee, when he came out, he was not disturbed. He said, yes, everyone see. Whole night I was worshipping Kali, no false ego. But Mahaprabhu did not
took it seriously.
Punish that he got leprosy, everything, and he told him for 1,000,000 lives you will have to suffer. Only later when he took sannyas in Koladvip, he gave him the way.
Only if you are forgiven, if Srivas Pandit forgives you, then only you can be released. You can be released, delivered from such suffering, otherwise not.
Before he did not tell him the way. In Koladip, he told him the way. After a long time, in Koladip. First he said, no, because that Gopal Chapal, you please save me. He said, no, you cannot be saved.
He wanted
1,000,000 lives you will.
He wanted them to learn big lesson, painful lesson.
And through Devananda Pandit also.
For offending Srivas Pandit.
Devananda Pandit also.
Yes.
Srivas Thakur came and he exhibited.
That is different context, that out of blissful experience or listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, out of natural bliss, upsurge of bliss, he was manifesting the love symptoms. And Devananda Pandit and others were cutting jokes. His disciples started cutting jokes, making jokes about that. And Devananda Pandit, being a wise person, he realized that Srivas Pandit was having divine love symptoms, transcendental love symptoms. But because he did not check his disciples, from that offensive acting, did not correct them, that was his apology. Say more, you can say more, yes. And then later on, Mahaprabhu was also very serious about that. Devananda Pandit's offense.
I will tear your scripture. You cannot understand Bhagavatam.
Yes,
how you will
exactly.
Without devotion. He's a devotee, you cannot recognize his devotion because disciples, they were saying, what he's some emotional person here, he's disturbing our class. They threw him out. And then Devananda Pandit did not object, then offense came to him. Then when
Mahaprabhu became very angry.
Very angry. Then only when Devananda Pandit, by good fortune, he was serving Bakreshwar Pandit in his house. Then his heart changed and he
by the grace, by serving to the service to Bakreshwar Pandit, he received some blessings, and then Mahaprabhu felt. His heart changed, and then Mahaprabhu felt he could be forgiven. Right, but until and unless he received the blessings of Bakreshwara Pandita, Devananda Pandit had no chance. He didn't deserve it at all.
Another lila also in Puri, when King Prataparudra was seeing Ratayatra dancing of Mahaprabhu, then Srivas Pandit stood in front of him. Then his servant Harish Chandan, he wanted to push him away, and he did not move. Then he slapped him. Then he wanted to slap back. Then Prataparudra hold him. No, don't disturb him. And you are very fortunate to get
you received this
pure devotee.
Pure devotee of Lord Jagannatha. Okay, that was very cute, sweet pastimes.
So many lilas, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita. And that was on Hera Panchami day when Srivas became inspired to sing the glories of Lakshmi. On Hera Panchami day in Puri.
Taking the side of Lakshmi Devi. The conflict between Lord Jagannath and Lakshmi, he took the side of Lakshmi Devi.
Yes. Hera Panchami, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then he was explaining the glory of Vaikuntha and opulence and the man of Lakshmi. That other ladies, they will only be morose like this, but Lakshmi took her weapons and servants and directly attacking Jagannath and arresting Jagannath, and servants arresting.
And brought him.
Yes, they had to bow down to Lakshmi. The servants of Jagannath bow down to Lakshmi and promise that they will bring Jagannath soon. They have to bring him back. They had to promise. So such great man of Lakshmi, Srivas was singing the glories.
Yes, exactly. You are singing the glories of Lakshmi Devi, how Jagannath Dev was captured, conquered by the power of the love power of the man of Lakshmi Devi towards Jagannath Dev. He became helpless. Lord Jagannatha became helpless before the power of love, loving claim of Lakshmi Devi. Through Mana. How can you translate Mano in English?
Sulky mood, they say. Sulky mood.
Much more than
it is not. There is no English word. Jealous anger, like also they say. I must question it. Like jealous anger, loving anger, like chastising anger, loving, jealous. Why Jagannath, he told he will come back immediately. Why he did not come back? So she became angry and went there and chastised.
Lovingly envious. How to say?
Jealous anger, some say.
Jealous. I don't think jealous.
The intensely envious love mood. Intensely envious, loving. Intensely envious, loving. Challenging, loving angry mood. Loving challenging mood. Okay. And very difficult to explain in English. It's called mana. So much challenging. It's not that, go away, I don't want you. That mood, challenging and lovingly conflicting also. So So intensely loving, envious, angry, tantrum.
Tantrum.
What is tantrum?
Children, when they are so angry, they threw themselves on the floor. It said he has a tantrum.
Never.
Tantrum, you know.
Never heard.
No, you never heard. It's a mano. Intense emotional in a tantrum due to intense loving emotion. Tantrum.
So it is stated maybe in Chaitanya Bhagavat or Chaitanya Charitamrita that Mahaprabhu is always appearing in 4 places. When Sachi Mata cooks,
Randhane,
Raghav Pandit,
Bhavane, Nityananda,
Nartane, and
Srivas Kirtana, whatever Godadhara, something.
It is more.
Okay, also I think there is some mention of Godadhara Angan. Okay, 4 places, maybe 5 places. So prominently 4 places. Mentioned prominently. Shri Sachi Randhane, Godadhara Hridaya. Exactly.
Sachi Randhane.
That's nice discovery by you, Godadhara Hridaya. Sachi Randhane, Sri Nityananda Nartane, Sri Raghav Bhavane, Srivasa Kirtane. That's how mentioned Godadhara Hridaya. Alright, he has got some questions. Okay, query about the father's date and all.
Yes.
Very nice.
What date?
I would like Madan Gopal Prabhu to answer your question. I also appreciate. Okay, about the conception of the Atma, that real person never dies because the soul is immortal. It only changes from one body to another body. So you don't really need to, with the realization of this fact that Atma, the real person, the self, real self never dies. It just transforms from one into another, changes from one body into another. So with the realization of such truth, one should not be so worried. One should not feel depressed. Basically this one. There's much more. So you ask your question and Madan Gopal Prabhu answers. I'd like to hear. Yes.
He will say.
I was devotee when I was kid, 7 or 10 years. I would chant once in life 60 rounds, just once, and then I left Hare Krishna. I mean, we didn't go anymore to Hare Krishna, and after years I visiting again, and in last 5 years I visit temple ISKCON very often, and I start to chant again, but never more than 10 rounds. And then when my father died, I chant this day 20 rounds, but I don't know why. I was in shock, and then I stopped chanting. Now I start again, but yes, now I feel again good when I chant. But in more than a half a year, I didn't chant. Maybe 1 minute.
What is the question?
I don't know why I chant 20 rounds that day when Father died.
For his benefit, and also because by chanting you that sadness goes away also. Because there is one am dat telefon, am luat telefon care răspund tu phone. there is one song. It is related to this and Srivas Thakur, but I need the phone to find. Dhana something. Dhana Putra something. Starting kaka song spet.
Prasatya. Dhana Putra Kushuma. Dhana Putra.
Jaz ga pa meni ne daš?
Ne, no, ker je moj telefon.
Okay, then I will bring the book.
No.
For a second.
Ne
Kje-
najdem po
Kje pa imaš? It is one song. It is in Gita Mala by Srila Bhakti Thakur.
A ti
He is
knjigo
explaining. No. He is explaining that. He is explaining
Gita Mali si rekel.
when Srivas Pandit's son died, then other ladies, they were crying very loudly. Then Srivas told, don't cry. Now Mahaprabhu Kirtan is going on, don't disturb. Then still they would not cry. Then he gave them some knowledge. So this I want to say. Yes. Dhono John Deho Geho Krishna Samarpan Koriacho Shuddha Chitte Koroho Smaran. Tobe Keno Mama Suta Boli Koro Duko Krishna Nilo Nijo John Tahe Tar Suko. Krishna Icha Mote Sob Ghataya Ghatana Tahe Suko Dukho Gyan Abidya Kalpana. Jaha Icha Kore Krishna Tai Jano Bhalo Tejia Apon Icha Gucha O Janjal. Dei Krishna Nei Krishna Pale Krishna Sobe Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Icha Kore Jabe. Krishna Icha Vipurito Je Kore Basana Tar Icha Nahi Pole Sepai Jatana. Tejia Sakala Shok Shuno Krishna Nam. Parama Ananda Pabe Purna Hobe Kam. Bhakati Binot Mage Shriva Sacharane Atmani Vedan Shakti Jibone Morane. No,
Maharaj je rekel.
I want it. So this is one song by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explaining that Leela which happened in Srivas Thakur's house. While Mahaprabhu was doing kirtan with his devotees, that time Srivas's only son died, left body. Then all the ladies in the house, they were crying. Then Srivas said, don't cry. Then he gave them this knowledge, offering all of your wealth, relatives, body and entire household unto Krishna in dedication. Just remember him, means Krishna, always with a purified heart. So then why you are exclaiming, my son, in great sadness? Krishna has simply taken his own devotee just to suit his own happiness. Point is, all these jivas, all atmas, they don't belong to us. They all belong to Krishna. So Krishna, then further he will then say, Krishna is causing all things to take place just according to his own sweet will. In light of that, all your ideas of happiness and distress are simply ignorant mental concoctions. Everything is happening by Krishna's will. Because whatever Krishna's desire is, you must accept only that as actual good. Renouncing all of your separate personal desires, relieve yourselves of this unnecessary botheration. Because when Mahaprabhu called that son back to life, then he asked him, why you are leaving the house of Srivas? Then that son told, I am not independent. I am going by your desire. According to my previous karma, and in this case also Sukriti, I had certain time, it was my fortune to stay in the house of Srivas Pandit, your pure devotee, that was my fortune. But now that is expired, so now by your desire I have to go to another place. But I'm not worried, because I got your darshan, and wherever I will go, I will remember you, I will worship you. So I'm not worried. So this shock or lamentation happens only when we have attachment to someone as my. He is my. But when we understand that all jivas, they are of Krishna, they belong to him. So they are coming and they are going by Krishna's desire for his pleasure, for his satisfaction. So if you have any separate desire from Krishna, then we will have shock, we will suffer. But if you are devoted to Krishna, then you will be happy by his will. What is happening by his will? He is giving, he is taking for his happiness. So if I am surrendered to Krishna's will, then I can have no any lamentation or sadness. So Krishna gives you everything, Krishna takes everything away. Krishna maintains everyone or kills everyone whenever he likes, according to his own sweet will. Like Krishna gave this karma, law of karma, that according to your activities, that much you will have life in certain body. Then when those fruits will be finished, then by Krishna's will, according to that law, you will have to give up that body. But Krishna says, one who is born will die. It is sure, it is a fact. And also it is a fact, one who died, he will be born again. It is also a fact. So those who are wise persons, those who are realized souls, they are not lamenting on this. It is happening. They to put cleanser. It is the law, but the soul never dies. Body dies and body is born, but the soul never dies. That is another similar example in Bhagavatam, when the only son of Chitraketu Maharaj died. That time Narad Goswami, who is Srivas Pandit, Narad Goswami called the jiva in the body of that son. Then he asked him, why you are leaving your parents? You don't see how much they are crying. Why you are going? Then the jiva, that Atma, asked, which parents do you mean? I have so many lives parents. In which life parents do you mean? So when he was explaining that tattva, then his father and all mother and all others, they got that lamentation was gone by understanding the knowledge of soul and the knowledge of the body, and that it is happening by Krishna's desire. So if I can understand no one is mine, everyone belongs to Krishna, and I offer everyone to Krishna, then according to Krishna's desire they are coming, they are going. So in that sense we will be peaceful and not disturbed. So if someone maintains some desire, that is Srivas Thakur's teaching to us. If someone maintains some desire that is contrary to Krishna's desire, why he had to die? That is not right. That is some separate desire. That is then what will happen? Then her wish does not become fruitful. It cannot change. Krishna's will go. You cannot change. Indeed, she only gets trouble and anguish. If we have any separate desire from the desire of Krishna, then we will only have to suffer. Therefore, rejecting all of your lamentation, just listen to the chanting of Krishna's holy name, which is going on now out in the courtyard. From this you will get the topmost transcendental bliss, and all of your desires will be fulfilled. Thus, Srila Bhaktivinoda begs at Srivas Pandit's lotus feet for the power to completely surrender his soul to Krishna in life or in death. So Srivas Thakur has such complete surrender that he gave such knowledge. Why you are disturbed? It is not good. You hear Krishna's name, you serve Krishna, you don't have any separate desire that he's mine, why he died like this. No. Only you have to completely surrender to Krishna for his service. Then you will get the topmost transcendental bliss and all of your desires will be fulfilled. And here Bhaktivinoda Thakur is teaching us that this Sharanagati we can get from Sharanagata soul. We have to pray. Then by surrendered soul, we have to pray to surrendered soul for that surrender to Krishna. When
I pray for my soul. Or I pray for my soul.
No, you have to pray for surrender mood of surrender to Krishna.
Yeah.
To those who have such surrender. Like Srila Thakur, he is fully surrendered to Krishna, pure devotee. But I am not. So I have to pray to Srivas Pandit, you please give me this mood of total surrender to Krishna. Then you can get it. Yes, or any pure devotee. Here it is just mentioned that in this case that someone dies, how we should see it and what we should do. So that is why you were inspired that you would chant more, because by chanting this lamentation and these things will go away, and that soul also will be benefited by that. You serve that soul on his peaceful passing. So Krishna inspired you, and our Gurudev also told there is no words by which I can what is inevitable, that is inevitable. There I cannot give you any words, anything that is inevitable.
What does mean?
Neizogibno. Neizogibno. Tisto, kar je neizogibno, ne moreš spremeniti. Se pravi, ne morem ti z ničemer, ne morem ti nič reči, kar bi te lahko umiril, ker tisto, kar je neizogibno, je neizogibno. Ampak, če boš pel, ne, but if you will chant, what is inevitable cannot be changed. That is impossible. So, no need to lament. If we surrender to Krishna, it is by His will and it is for the benefit of that. So, if we, then Gurudev told, there is only one way, that if you will chant Krishna's name, then all this pain in your heart can be removed. Because we will come to know this, that it is by Krishna's will for His satisfaction. And if we are surrendered to Him, then we are peaceful. It is for higher good. It is for His satisfaction. It is not that my separate desires are not fulfilled, so it is a big catastrophe. No. If we maintain that, then we will have to suffer because of our own selfish desires. We are lamenting because we want to get something from that. We are not never lamenting for that person. We are lamenting our desires not being fulfilled through that person. But if we don't have such selfish desire, but only desire to serve Krishna, Krishna gave, Krishna took, all belong to Him, all jivas, they belong to Him, all atmas belong to Him. He gives, He takes, it is for His satisfaction, whatever He is doing. So in that way, by hearing Krishna's name and by chanting Krishna's name, we can realize these things and there is no lamentation. So also that Narad and Krishna, the Srivas, they are same person. So he told to Chitraketu, through that jiva, all this knowledge, through that jiva, told all transcendental knowledge. Then by this transcendental knowledge, we can be released from any kind of lamentation, shock, sadness, or anything.
What means jiva? I forgot.
Atma, soul.
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 Yes, can you repeat?
Jiva, dusha.
No, just talk.
All souls belong to Krishna.
Yeah.
Because they are coming from Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
Jatova imani bhutani jayante. They are coming from Krishna, so they are His. So Krishna is giving us association, but Krishna is also taking for his satisfaction. So what Krishna does is for good. So if we don't have any separate selfish desire, then we will have no problem. But if we have desire to serve Krishna, to surrender to Krishna, then there is no problem. So Srivas Thakur here told, everyone belongs to Krishna, everything belongs to Krishna, he gives, he takes, so where is the problem? You just hear Krishna Nam and you chant Krishna Nam, that will give you all transcendental bliss. But Krishna in Gita told that those who are wise persons, they don't lament neither for living nor for death. Why? Because they know that that person, the soul, is still existing. Still existing. So where is the loss? What loss is there? There is no loss. Yeah. And our Parangurudev, he wrote to one letter to our Nishkinchan Maharaj Chandigarh. I still have 1954 handwritten letter I have from Bhakti.
He was correcting his question about his departed father.
Yes. So his father died. That our one Nishkinchan Maharaj, his father died. So our Parangurudev wrote letter to him. Atma never dies, is never born, never dies. Then your father is still living. So how you can serve your father now? By serving Krishna, you serve all. Because all souls are within Krishna. By serving Krishna, you serve all. So if you will serve Krishna, that will be, in that way you will serve your father. You will benefit your father. So you should not stop devotion. You should double your devotion to Krishna. Then you will be benefited and your father's soul also will be benefited.
Thank you very much for the answer.
It is by Maharaj's order I am saying for my own very
short kirtana. Narad Muni Bajai.
That I don't know Maharaj full melody. I will stop now. Kirtana.
Maharaj can sing.